Well, welcome back to the channel. This will be your update video. Let me switch around to the trailer now. Well, first off, I wanted to show you the window. It has a screen. Normally, a window doesn't have that, so we can get a better view here. So I made up an extra ring. Sometimes you have to have parts manufactured, so I had a company locally called Tap Plastics take one of the beauty rings from the windows and make a copy of it, and then they didn't have any holes in it. I drilled this hole for allow the drain to leak out so it doesn't hold any water. And I used self-tappers and tied it into the frame. And then now you can stretch the screen across, and you can open the window without letting bugs in. Coming into the trailer. So I have it outfitted with my pillow sheets, the mattress, as I said in a previous video. I got a couple extra pillows. So this is my, when I come to town, I'm using the bike trailer as like my little apartment. I have a few things in here. I have a first aid kit, a little bit of Jim Beam for medicinal purposes. Then I got snacks. So just a few odds and ends. I can take a nap, hand sanitizer. Most things, the power's on, so you can see all the lights. I don't know if you got very good video before, but you can see the hanger there. So you can hang clothes on each side of the bed. There's a little rod that's up there. So that's the interior. Not much change on that except for, oh, and then I have a little piece of plastic that's going to go on top of the desk, which I have to cut it to fit yet. It'll act as a little bit like a cushion. That way if you have something damp or, then you don't have to worry about it messing up the counter. And then I'm taking you around now to the hitch. So it's still a work in progress. I'm still waiting for need some longer brake cables because the ones I have aren't long enough. I've cut this down, and then I have to add another tube here for the jack because it won't fit in the same tube now. But the brake controller does function. So I have all the way in here. So I have to cut this down, get it, it needs a little bit of help, and it has to have some bracing. One of the viewers of the channel suggested adding more bracing to it because we don't want it to snap, because this would be a weak point here at the weld. So we're gonna put my fingers in there a little bit. Anyway, there's the weak point here because it's gonna want to twist. But cutting this down took a lot less load off of it. Now it's at the proper height for the bike. And the cool thing about the bike is having the hitch configuration the way I do off the seat post is it will allow it to jackknife without hitting the bike. So you can turn a lot sharper to turn around. So those are the main things. I'm gonna pull the brake controller out and set it down for now because it can bolt. That's what I want it to do, to take up less space. So I can have it under the trailer temporarily. And this is how the porthole windows look with the gutter and everything. And then over here with the extra ring, now it's got screen. You can see the screen right here. So this black screen. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have little curtains that I'm gonna put in it too. And then, so the hitch will be the main thing I'm gonna be working on next. Trying to get that complete. Now, let me back up a little bit. So in my shop, I got rid of the table that I had here. So now I got to take the bike trailer and spin it around, and then I can hook on and work on the brakes and stuff like that and get it ready to move. I want to get it in a new location, get it out of the shop here. But that's what I have for you now. I'll just do kind of a little walk around. Oh, I coated right here around the vent with Flex Seal. And I coated along the edges here because this can act like a dam. I had one board that got warped, so there's a little bit of a dip right here. So if the board was the other way, it would have made a hump and would have been level across. But anyway, it's not going to leak though now because it's sealed. And then I have to slide out. This shop, though, everything is getting dusty in here, so I got to get it all clean the trailer. So I was working on that. Let me use my ladder. My son helped me get the parts I couldn't because I'm too fat to get on here. But you can see the Flex Seal as it's drying. It's white. It's still damp, but it'll dry. It kind of flows in wherever the water does. I mixed it really well, and then that'll keep it from leaking. And I'm hoping I have a little yard that I can put the trailer in and put it outside the shop, and it shouldn't leak, hopefully. We've had a lot of storms and flooding in this area, and it was cold, and now the weather's getting decent where I can work on stuff again. Yeah, I thought I'd do a walk around. One of the projects I'm working on, like I said, besides, I got 2 more windows to do with the screen. And let me see if I can get that back for you. Go back over here. So on the porthole window, sorry for the mess here on the bench, but this is a porthole window that when I didn't install, I was going to use it on the other door. But it comes with a beauty ring on the exterior, which looks like this. So I took it to Tap Plastics, and I had them locally work on it, and then they made me 2 or 3 more rings, and then one of them I've already installed. So I can get it back far enough. This is it. It's made out of a material called Starboard, but it's in a black. It's essentially like a black PVC, and it will go over. So you put some tape with your screen, and this goes over it, and use some self-tappers, and you drill your hole right here where the drain is, and then you'll have it on all the windows. So hopefully by the next video I'll have them all installed. And then also I want to do some kind of little blind or something like that on the inside of each of the portholes, so that way if you're sleeping you don't have to worry about somebody walking up and looking in like this, you know, into the trailer. So for a little bit of privacy. It's going to be in a little fenced off yard. And eventually we have a property that I'm going to take it to, and then we'll have that so we can do some camping in that, and hopefully I'll take you guys along with me on that. One of the options we're going to be doing too is we're going to be later going to take the axles here off and convert it to ATV, and then it'll have a different hitch on the front so I can pull it down in our forest. So that's what I have for you so far for today. Not a huge amount of difference. A lot of little parts take time to accumulate them. So like right now I'm still waiting for brake cables so that I can make a straight run from here to all the way up to the front to the brake controller. Otherwise I'm going to have to do it somehow in 2 stages if I can't get the brake cables to be long enough and have them actually function well. And you know, and also this is set up just as this is a proof of concept. So think of it that way. If you're building this and you're going to be towing it all the time, you'd probably want to have an aluminum frame, and then also on the undercarriage here, you'd probably want to have disc brakes because it'd be a lot stronger for braking power. So it's one of the things. One of the other options I was thinking of doing is on the back of this door. I've talked about it in another video. So I was thinking about setting up a little piece coming out and then having a brace, and then you fold out the table and then slide the piece out, give it support, so then I could use my little stove that I have. Let's see, move my stuff out of the way here. So I have a little single burner stove right here that I could use to cook things. And I was thinking about under here, I'm in the process of emptying it out, and I'll have some clothes and then also like freeze-dried food and stuff like that. So I could use it for camping. You could power the trailer by Jackeria and the 110 stuff. It's also set up, you could do solar panels, you could do all kinds of things with this trailer. This is kind of like, the best way to describe it is it's the base unit, and then you can take it and modify it different ways for whatever purposes you need it for. So this could be set up as a car trailer or a motorcycle trailer, depending on how you want to do it. So it's a prototype proof of concept. I have also the other option I'm going to be doing is, we talked about it before on this is a 12-volt outlet that's hooked to a switch. I want to do a porch light with it. So I'm going to do an exterior outside, like a big junction box that the exterior light will mount to, so that when you turn the light on, above right here, the box will set because it'll have some weight or be attached somehow like, by a magnetic, and then it'll have a light that shines down so you can use your key to unlock the door and all that. So like if you're outside camping, and also maybe have a couple 12-volt plugs on it. Then you could upgrade the battery system too and have it like if you wanted to have a teapot or something like that that's 12 volt or a 12-volt blanket, you could do that too. But anyway, it's pretty much set up now. Most of the construction on the trailer is done. It's just a lot of little detailed stuff, like underneath I have to paint under the undercarriage and different things like that, which I'll show you guys in subsequent videos that are coming. But for now, this is what I have, and I wish you a great day. Thank you for following along on the channel and showing all the support, and thank you for especially for your comments that have ideas or suggestions, or if you see a concern that you bring it out. I really appreciate that because it helps me to, in the thinking process to adjust things or make it a even better trailer. And then this one is only one of it, and I have another prototype trailer that I have in my mind set to do that'll have a PVC frame, which I look forward to doing that next after this one's complete. So thank you again for following along, and we'll catch you on the next video. Bye now. Have a good day.